by Josh Davis. And Josh, the standings are going to come up here. I'll just turn it over to you.
Yeah, so obviously a lot going on here. Russia taking care of business earlier today, but they could fall right back into third place if things go kind of right for Serbia and Latvia here. But for Belgium, you know, yes, you're eliminated from the finals phase, but you still have a great game and a great chance here to kind of take some momentum moving forward into the World Cup qualifiers. Meanwhile, for Serbia, who's going to be the guys to do it today? Bogdanovic has been consistent throughout the tournament, coming in averaging 21 points per game. That will go along with 4 rebounds and 4 assists. But he got a lot of help last game from guys who weren't really contributing the first couple of games. You know, guys like Misic, guys like Lazic, who came in and really gave them a push, and gave the Jovic, those kind of guys, Milosavljevic, more of a break against GB.
Well, hello, everybody. Welcome back to the city where East meets West. We are in Istanbul, Turkey, and it's the final day of the group phase, Group D, and it's the game between Serbia and Belgium. The Serbian players being introduced here, and historically, Josh, Serbia know what it's all about when you need to be peaking. It's not necessarily in the group phase, but it's by the time the knockout round rolls around. Do you think that we've seen the best of this team yet?
Well, you know, defensively, they've been consistent throughout. It hasn't been easy for any of these Group D teams to score against Serbia. But one reason why the other teams should be a little bit nervous, they started knocking down that outside shot yesterday. A lot of guys stepping behind that three-point line and knocking them down confidently, and that spells trouble for anyone else that they'll be facing you know, in the group round of 16 and maybe beyond.
Well, we really, I think a lot of fans probably had conflicting emotions for the last time that this Belgian team played. This is a program that's been moving in the right direction under Eddie Casteels, and they obviously came here hoping to get out of the initial group phase for the third consecutive time. And it came down to a game against Turkey that they had to win, and they just came up just short, not making enough plays in that final quarter. So the question now for Belgium is, how do they get the good feeling back, and especially the good feeling ahead of the World Cup European qualifiers that'll tip off in November?
They definitely competed last night, a couple nights ago against Turkey, no question about that. Like you said, not able to make the plays down the stretch, but you know, the score was 60-60, and then a couple things went the wrong way, went sour for them. A couple guys made some kind of bonehead plays, and next thing you know, they're down kind of big. So again, Eddie Casteels always has these guys ready to compete, and no reason to think any otherwise here today.
Okay, we're going to have a pause in the commentary and the playing of the national anthems for both teams. Belgium and Serbia just a few minutes away from tipping off. You see Eddie Castillo's on the right and Coach Djordjevic of Serbia. And the players hugging each other, former teammates of Valencia, Sam Van Rossum and Vladimir Lucic amongst them. And Coach Djordjevic is, wow, helping keep that bar high for Serbia. There's no doubt about that. And it's the type of program that Coach Eddie Castillos would like his team to have in terms of success. The referees today, Marek Chimikiewicz from Poland on the left, Manuel Mazzoni there in the middle from Italy, and Horozov from Bulgaria, who was on the right. So Serbia, Josh, is a loaded team. It doesn't matter who shows up at the EuroBasket for them. They've got tons of players.
Yeah, and obviously they have a superstar in the making, or actually might already be a superstar in Bogdan Bogdanovic, again averaging 21 points per game. Curious to see if Boban Marjanovic has a bit of a better output today after having a couple quiet games. You see starting five here, Jovic leading the team in assists, Bogdanovic, of course, Vladimir Lucic, who does so many different things for them, Bercevic, and then the big man inside, Kuzmic, protecting the paint. Meanwhile, for Belgium, you know, again, you're eliminated, but these are a tough group of guys. You know they're going to compete. Really want to see what Jonathan Tabou has after a tough game against Turkey. Sam Van Rossum, though, really had a really nice outing that game, as well as Maxime Dezoy, who's actually probably been the most consistent player throughout the tournament, leads them in scoring at 13 points per game. Starting five is going to be Tabou, Quentin Serron, who we love him in terms of his athleticism, his fire, Jean-Marc Mouema, Alex Hervel, the veteran, and then the big man inside.
Quite a surprise, Ismail Bako.
Yeah,
didn't expect that one coming.
Stepping inside there for Tumba, and he's going to be going, you know, Kuzmic giving up a little bit of weight with the big guy there, but Bako had a nice alley-oop dunk against Turkey. He's done some nice things in just a couple of minutes in games here and there.
Manu Lecomte got big minutes in the last game. Bogdan Bogdanovic, no need to describe anything that he's done. You know all about it. You hear all about him. But it's interesting with Lecomte. Look at that. +6 when he was on the court against Turkey, and also he had played 8 minutes in the first 3 games. Nobody expected him to have the type of production or influence, rather, shall we say, that he had against Turkey. But obviously a bright talent. We've been waiting on him from the very start.
Yeah, and that game was, you know, a perfect chance for them. Obviously Turkey with their high-pressure defense, you know, full-court pressure. A guy like Lecomte, who's seen that before in college basketball, and also a phenomenal ball handler, you know, good decision-maker, but also hit a big 3 that actually put Belgium up 1 in that second half against Turkey, but it wasn't enough to get the W.
You know what? I mean, I've just been impressed by both of these teams for different reasons. As you look at Eddie Castillos, it's some of these guys for Belgium have taken the next step. For me, I've been impressed by Pierre-Antoine Gillet, who's Coach Djordjevic. I've been impressed by, as you said, Dezoy, although we already knew about him, but he still seems to be getting better. I've been impressed by Sam Van Rossum playing as well as he has coming off the injury. For Serbia, you know what? They got a lot of guys missing, a lot, and not just any guys. Guys like Teodosic, guys like Jokic, yet they just don't miss a beat. Now, they might miss a beat in the knockout round, but so far they just seem to be driven by this spirit that is Serbian basketball that just takes them to new heights. It doesn't matter who plays. Well, good afternoon, everybody. We are courtside here for the FIBA EuroBasket game between Belgium in white and Serbia in the red, and it's Belgium winning the opening tip. The Lions, Ismail Bako perhaps getting the surprise start, and what a bright prospect he is. We've seen him sky a few times for dunks, and Hervel, one of the veterans, gets it over to Tabou, and Tabou misses with his first attempt. The captain, Tabou. And now the pass from Stefan Jovic out of the reach for Bercevic. Couldn't catch it for some reason. He apologizes, and Djordjevic just sits back calmly, says, no. Virtovic, I think, didn't have a great season, but he's in this team.
Yeah, Belgium, really important for them to get off to a good start offensively. You know, they had so many shot clock violations there against Turkey. I didn't see an offensive foul there, not a good start either, but they weren't able to get into a good rhythm, a good flow, and they were playing catch-up most of that game, and it wasn't until that third quarter that they were able to actually get back into the game.
And that's going to be part of the game that Mr. Bacco has to master, because we see players getting called for that a lot. Bogdanovic going up against Saron, and the fight, and Belgium not able to get the rebound, but the ball goes out of bounds off of Virtovic.
You already see Bacco's activity there, able to get his hand on the ball a couple of times, knocking it off out of bounds off the serve.
Taboo over to Mbema, and bounce past Ervel. Was Ervel expecting him to go up?
Yeah, if you're in Mbema and you get a drive line, a baseline drive like that, you kind of want to be aggressive and look to take off towards the rim. It's up at another turnover for Belgium.
Kind of like you used to do.
Just a little bit.
Jovic gets it inside, and Ervel steals it. Good pass up ahead from Taboo to Saron.
Saron, a very good athlete. Plays over in France.
He plays hard. Now inside to Kuzmic. Kuzmic, flirting with an unsportsmanlike. Djordjevic is saying that was an unsportsmanlike. Watch this. Wasn't really, well, maybe he'd already left his feet. He's saying, go look at it again, and you will see that that was unsportsmanlike. That's exactly what he's saying. What do you think?
I mean, we've seen it called. I don't know if the referees kind of gave him the benefit of the doubt, considering it's so early in the game.
Could be.
You know, no bad blood yet. But Ervel, pretty lucky to get away with it.
I thought so. I could see why they didn't call it, though, after looking at the replay, but I thought they were going to call it when it happened, I have to admit. Here's Kuzmic. Kuzmic pulls his way down low, and now he's going to try to help up Ervel. So perhaps justice served a little bit there.
Yeah, still a three-point play there for Kuzmic.
Now Taboo. And
heard that slap from here.
You know, Belgium, here we go. He was fouled there. Good call. They got it on the left arm. A lot of Serbian journalists here covering Serbia's national team, and even some of the athletes that play football in the top league here have come to check out Serbia while they've been in town. Or soccer, if you prefer. Here we go. Taboo. And Bacco follows. Couldn't quite get the follow that he wanted.
You got to like his activity here early. Give you that energy. Usually coming off the bench, obviously, until this game. And Belgium always has De Zoy and Van Rossen and Gillet coming off the bench, so you know you're getting production from those guys. Averaging 42 points a game is Belgium off the bench.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's over 50% of their scoring as Kuzmic dunks it in Bacco's face.
Yeah, he gave away position, really, did Bacco. I don't think Kuzmic has had that easy of a shot in the entire tournament. And Ervel hits the long jump shot. Bogdanovic in. Bogdanovic. And Kuzmic, despite good height from Bako, just couldn't keep Kuzmic away. He's a big man, Kuzmic, isn't he?
He's a wide body, that's for sure. And Bogdanovic trying to back down Saran, getting a little bit more resistance than he hoped for.
Ervel from the right and was fouled by Birčević. So he's going to come out of the game, be replaced by Milan Mačvan.
Stepping on the board for the first time in this game for Spain.
So Ervel, one of the veterans, former draft pick in the NBA, never went, stayed. He was drafted when he was playing with Real Madrid.
Yeah, by the Denver Nuggets, I believe.
That's the second. And it was his, why was he an attractive draft pick, do you think?
Well,
his length.
Yeah, he's a 6'7", 6'8" swing man. Has the ability to shoot on the outside. He's also tough. We've seen him get into a couple of mini confrontation altercations throughout the week,
including with Olaseni on day one. And there was Taboo being posted up by Kuzmic and did the smart thing by committing the foul. That's Belgium's third. I don't know what you felt like, but I felt like in the press conference the other day sitting next to Eddie Castillo, and we knew this before, that he felt like his players were good enough to win that game and they just didn't win it.
Yeah, you could just really sense the disappointment. The first thing he said was like, it's all over in terms of their chances of advancing, as Lucic hits the outside shot.
Taboo quickly pushes it. Ervel on the baseline.
There's Bako again.
And Wema, and he was too long. Bako's challenging Kuzmic. You could argue he's coming over the back, but at least he's giving him that presence in there. That's an interesting decision to start him by the coach. And it seems to be paying off. But Belgium step out of bounds and turn it back over.
It seems like we see that at least once a day. We see that, right? A guy catching on that sideline. You see here.
Yeah, at least once a day, not twice.
Van Rossum checks in for Saran.
And the pass to Bogdanovic, and it's good. So that time, you got free, and you take, that's what you lose, a little bit of size from when Saran goes out of the game.
Yeah, Van Rossum not as good a defender as Quentin Saran. And
the dump to Bako, get ready, Jam City!
Patient catch and finish from Bako. He's the kind of guy you just throw it up to and let him go get it.
Remember, you're talking about getting good experience at a EuroBasket for him. It's going to make him a better player for sure. Going up against these big Serbian players. Here's Bogdanovic, drives in, and Van Rossum goes up, couldn't get it. Ends up with Bogdanovic again, and that will be a two. And a frustrating sequence for Belgium because Van Rossum was there, but the ball was just kind of rolling all over his body, but he couldn't get his hands on it.
And it seems that for Belgium and GB, every time they give up an offensive rebound, and it leads to a 2 or 3 point shot.
That looked like a good pass that perhaps wasn't read by Bako. Look at this. You can see how it kind of left left Van Rossum. And again, Serbia don't need to be need much help. Second, third opportunities. They're going to knock them in eventually.
So Tumba and Marjanovic both check in. Two new bigs.
So Tumba had been starting for Belgium. He's coming off the bench today. And is it because Castiles foresaw him coming off the bench and he's a better match? Here's Bogdanovic getting in. Misses. Marjanovic there. Great play by Ervel. Well, that was a lot of effort from Belgium. Now Van Rossum. And Wayman with the follow, tried to get it with the tap putback. Maybe he could have grabbed it and gone back up, but now Manu Lecomte is coming in as well for Taboo.
So Lecomte being rewarded for his strong play against Turkey, an early entrance to this game.
And the turn, good play by Mwema to knock it over to Van Rossum. Pass to the Baylor Bear in the corner. Now he dumps it off to Hervel. What a play, a finish.
High off the glass. Hervel, 7 early points already for Axel.
And the ball goes off of Matchfan, but he gets it back. Now he's backing up Hervel, turns. He's got such good strength, doesn't he? He's tough to stop once he has it in the low blocks.
And he's just so patient, and he kind of waits for maybe the double team to come. He'll find the right open man, or if no one comes, he just seems to score every single time.
Hervel for 3, and he falls down. Matchfan was wide open, but they waited too late. He was open for an eternity. They just didn't see him. He released early. Hervel, the jumper, and Lecomte collects the rebound, puts it right back up, and still can't get it to fall. And look at Mwema almost getting it back. Micic brings it up. He's gotten more time as well. Perhaps a player that wouldn't have made it had this Serbian team not had so many injuries. Trying to make the most of that chance. How will he perform in the next round? And Matchfan goes up, and the Milan Matchfan problem that other teams have faced is now causing problems for Belgium.
Yeah, you see a nice find by Marjanovic. As Matchfan cuts to the basket, simple offense, able to finish over Hervel.
Give up an offensive rebound. Let's be strong on the ball. Take care of the passing.
So shooting percentage, Belgium have yet to knock into it. They've only taken 2 attempts.
Take care of the passing. And out of the break,
for Serbia inside the arc.
We go early.
And Belgium with only shooting 29% from the field, but 5 offensive rebounds already. They're liking the way that they're chasing the ball. Hasn't let any second chance points yet, though, which is interesting. 5 rebounds, no points offensively. Again, Serbia understand that if they win this game, they will finish first in the group. If Latvia wins, I apologize. If Latvia wins,
it's
a 3-way tie. Serbia finishes first.
If it's a head-to-head with Russia and they finish with the same record, Russia would finish. But I think the bottom line is none of these 3 teams want to face Spain or Croatia in the round of 16, which will happen to the team that finishes 3rd. Go up against Croatia.
See that foul there on Micic, running through the screen of Hervel as he comes out of the game for the first time. Gillet now in.
For me, he comes out of this tournament with some credit. What do you think?
Gillet, yeah, he again, his release is just so quick on the perimeter. Can't give him any breathing space.
And Van Rossum.
And another offensive rebound for Belgium. Tuma posting up, but that matchup with Marjanovic not in his favor.
Antoine Gillet and the rebound. Mitsic.
Just 11 points in this first quarter right now.
They get it inside, and Marjanovic just turns and dunks it.
Doesn't have to jump too high for that.
Lead now 7. And Lecomte drives in and scores right at the end. And that is going to be well short. And the Serbian bench were like, we had a foul to give, and we didn't give it. Why not?
See the quick move, the right-hand drive and finish by Lecomte. As Mashvan makes a nice entry pass to Marjanovic, who just turns and effortlessly throws it down.
18-13, Serbia on top after 1. So, three-point shot, such a big part of the game for Belgium. They haven't hit one yet. Serbia, 1 of 1. And I suppose Serbia know that. So, do you think that's being taken away from Belgium at this time?
Well, they haven't got much space. I mean, Pierre-Antoine Gillet did get that one three-point shot off, but way behind the line. And yeah, Belgium, you know, they're able to kind of get back into any game with that three-point shot. And they've had some nice hot streaks, but they've also had a lot of dry spells and key moments of the game. Obviously, still early in this one. And the more opportunities like this in transition that they get, you know, quick rebounds. You got guys like Marjanovic in the game who can't really, you know, run back on defense as quickly as many other bigs. Got to take advantage of those opportunities.
Do you think that this Serbian team, as we look at the replays, are going to benefit by having played in the group stage in Istanbul without having to travel today?
Yeah, that's going to be an advantage for all 4 teams. Honestly, every other group has to come here. Obviously, we only have to go from east to west to catch the second round of games.
So second quarter underway.
They do have to change hotels, though.
They do. They have to go to the other side of town. They have to go into the European part of Istanbul. That can take a while with the traffic.
Tomorrow, travel day for all the teams.
See the players on the court for Serbia. Miroslav Levic amongst them, and he's fouled by Tumba.
Number 16, Captain Tumba. First personal foul, Giovanni teams first. Matching up Egypt, the
Alley-oop pass, and Lucic just didn't finish.
Incredible pass from Machvan and just unforgivable defense from Belgium, falling asleep on the inbounds.
Now Miroslav Levic commits the foul.
Number 12, first personal foul, Giovanni and teams first.
Djordjevic certainly not agreeing with that. That foul marches all the way over to the commissioner's table.
Shot clock down again. It's going to be another violation.
Turning it right over. Good defense from Serbia.
And that's why you don't really want to feed the post with only 3 or 4 seconds to go on the shot clock, because there's not much for him to do with it. He's matching up against Marjanovic. Can't really just turn and shoot over him.
Levic passes to Machvan, who goes into Marjanovic. Turns and scores. Wow. That's pretty much unstoppable.
Yeah, we haven't seen that one yet. Turning over the left shoulder. He shot it with 2 hands. Usually we see the one-handed push shot from Marjanovic.
LeComte, bounce pass, and then over to Van Rossum for 3 from Tumba. Good! Sam the man!
Big 3 there from Van Rossum to cut it down to 4. And a nice find from Tumba. Again, not much of a threat on the offensive end unless it's the offensive rebounds.
Iso Savlevich misses, and here comes Salumu. And he was fouled by Matchfan to stop the break.
And Belgium has athletes. You see Tumba out there, Salumu, LeComte, Van Rossum, obviously a little bit older, but can still get to the basket.
There's nothing you can do about this. Look at this. Absolutely nothing. Once he holds the ball up there.
Yeah, just a soft kiss off the glass. Maybe he got that from Tim Duncan in his days with the Spurs.
Maybe learned it from the big fundamental.
And Popovich loved Marjanovic. I've heard some great stories from the coach about the time that Boban was there.
And they try to make the bounce pass. Salumi picks it up over to Tumba. Short jumper. Belgium missing shots. Makeable shots. Mitsic now. Now Mitsic sets behind Bjork. And LeComte fouled again. So for the second consecutive time, Serbia fouled to stop the fast break. I don't know about you, but I don't like that.
I really, really don't. And you know, as a coach, it kind of drives me crazy. You have guys getting back on defense. Look how far away from the basket. No threat, really.
Just kind of like, anyway.
I mean, you're adding a foul to the team foul count as DeZoy checking in a lot later than usual.
Yeah.
But again, he only averages 20 minutes a game and still leads them in scoring. He needs to out of foul trouble.
Pass back to LeComte for 3. It's good. And Manu LeComte more and more showing us why he's in this Belgium national team.
A lot of people are excited about this kid's future. Only 22 years old. Many years to come for him on the senior national team for Belgium.
So just a 1-point lead for Serbia, who, if they win, they stay in contention for first place in the group. But if they lose, they open up the possibility of falling down lower in the standings to face Croatia.
And now Belgium with those 2 threes. We mentioned no threes in that first quarter. Add 2 now to get back into this game. But again, 6 offensive rebounds, so they're getting that effort.
Go hard. If that guard slows you down, you can become a screener. For sure.
Eddie Castilles was up for this game, you know. I mean, there was. It's not. Yeah, his approach is this: we're out of the tournament. I don't care. How many times do you get a chance to play Serbia? And if we play Serbia, this is an opportunity for us to get better. And that's how he looks at it. They are playing an elite program, an historic program. Obviously, the former Yugoslavia, now Serbia, but, you know.
Well, they had a big win against Belgium in the preliminary games, which gave all these guys confidence. So you can only imagine a big win against Serbia in the tournament. Even if you're eliminated, it can go a long way for your program. Some light backcourt pressure from Belgium. A guy like LeComte's contribution here early, 5 points and 2 rebounds.
Bogdanovic gets it over to Matchfan. How is they call the foul? Was he wrapping up, or I didn't see that.
Well, if we look at it here, he looks like he's just boxing out. Oh, the right arm, yes. Got a little bit of the jersey. They caught him.
Yeah.
And Marjanovic, again, is too big for DeZoy. Giving up 15 centimeters.
Manu again. Now Matchman gets it up ahead on the break, and well, that's just far too easy for Serbia. They will release early, won't they? And the lead's back up to 5. Pierre-Antoine Gillet. One shot now.
Yeah, when he has his feet set, a little bit more dangerous. See him fading away on the last shot. It's Bogdanovic.
Just pulls up. 6-0 run.
Bogdanovic can really get to any spot on the floor and get any kind of shot he wants.
The field goal percentages for both teams. Serbia much higher at 55%. Pierre-Antoine Gillet.
That's a good shot, though, for Belgium. They'll take that. Wasn't able to knock it down. And Bogdanovic again.
Goes right down the lane and scores with that little reverse layup, and he smiles at the Bulgarian referee Orzov as he goes back up the floor.
Just so patient with his ball handling.
I think another basket to continue the run would bring a timeout from Casteels. Van Rossum. And again, just one shot for Belgium, and yep, we are getting a timeout requested by Casteels. And Lucic now tries to post up Salumu. Salumu does a good job of keeping him out. Micic drives in, passes over to Matchman. Good! And that is just a killer run, a 10-0 run for Serbia. Belgium had gotten to within 1, now they're trailed by 11 points. Let's go down to the Belgium huddle and listen to Coach Eddie Casteels.
Go. It's your turn. Come on. Put your hands up. Take the foul. You know what to do. No easy two. Come on, guys. No easy two. It's that simple. We got 2 to give on the penetration. Make it on the dribble.
Okay,
So he doesn't want to give any easy shots away. He says, use your fouls.
Dva strana flash. Dva strana flash. Idi napad. Znači idi s ove strane.
Couldn't quite get the Serbian there.
See there, Bogdanovic probing, keeping Van Rossum on his hip, and then finishing on the reverse side. He's just really good. He is really good.
Yeah, it's been a joy to watch him. No doubt about it. All of these Serbian players. There's Petrek Danilovic on the right and Željko Obradović on the left in the green shirt. Danilovic, both those guys legends, really.
Serbian legends, correct?
Well, they played for Yugoslavia, but yeah, Serbia. Obviously, Željko Obradović, legendary coach as well. More of a legendary coach, I would suggest, than a player.
Over in Greece?
Well, yeah, Greece and Spain and you name it. More recently in Fenerbahce. He coached Yugoslavia. Here's Marjanovic. They're just dominating now.
And the message, no easy twos. Just not getting across right now to Belgium. The lead balloons to 13 for Serbia.
Tabu steps in. And now
leak
again.
out.
And Serbia opened it up even bigger with Lucic streaking ahead on the break.
Belgium to 6 points here in the second quarter. Just see a lot of deflated guys out there right now.
Salou in the baseline. He's going to check out, and Saron is going to come back in for Eddie Castillos. Over to Milosavljevic, who misses from deep, and now Tabou. So Belgium would like to get this deficit down to single digits if they could. The ball goes off the fingertips of Bako. And Bogdanovic goes up and draws the foul, so he will go to the line.
First personal foul. Substitution for Serbia. Going to the bench. Number 11, and again here, 23, shooting 2 free throws.
So Bogdanovic makes the first, and now the lead has grown to 16 points. Almost getting to the point of no return here for Belgium. Both free throws good. Guduric, who will play here in Fenerbahce next year, is guarding Lecomte, or next season rather. Tabou makes the bounce pass. Did he get it off in time? I think that was Tabou's shot. Didn't have quite enough time for Hervel to put up a good one.
And Marjanovic again, just too easy.
And they still called the foul. I thought he backed away. Was the foul on Hervel? Watch this.
Marjanovic just such deep position. Another tough call for Belgium, and this lead is now doubled up on the Lions, 38-19. It's getting kind of ugly. (18-0) run.
Wow, it's incredible. Well, Belgium can't get to halftime fast enough.
See there again, 19-0 run now with that last free throw of Marjanovic.
Tabou inside.
Belgium shooting just 26% from the field, and then adding on 8 turnovers to that. It's just not been a pretty half of basketball for the Lions.
So Micic misses the first. Yeah, it's how good must this Serbia team be if they could beat what is really a pretty good Belgium team? Obviously, you got to factor in different things in the equation. Belgium not in contention; they're already out the round of 16. But Serbia team's missing a lot of players, but they look good. Hervel, good. Stops the rock. That was a 3. I guess you just have to keep playing, don't you, if you're Belgium, and hope that your hard work will pay off.
Yeah, I mean, right now they are just also missing shots. Shots that against GB, for example, they were knocking down consistently.
And there you see the foul offensively on Marjanovic.
Offensive foul, neutral foul number 51, individual Boban Marjanovic. First personal foul.
Trying to establish position. You see that left arm just in Tumba's neck. God, that must be painful.
And outlet pass, good hustle from Van Rossum. Got a hand on it, but Milosavljevic still got it. And now Marjanovic hustled down the floor as well. And that's what hustle gets for you. He is fouled, so he will go to the line.
Marjanovic seems to be everywhere right now. You mentioned it. Able to run down the court to get that offensive rebound. Got a timeout on the floor.
So 31.9 seconds remaining in the first half, and Serbia well on top. Still got some work to do to close it out, but how do you approach this last 30 seconds if you're Belgium?
Well, obviously, Serbia going to the line now. As you see the score by quarter. But you got to go in with the basket. Castillo has to draw up some kind of play that gets someone an open shot. Ervel did hit that last three. He has 10 points. He's pretty much been the only guy giving you any kind of contribution right now.
He goes coast to coast, and he's outrunning us. Fist special to go early, okay? Read what you can create and go to work on it. Stay alert of what they bring out of the timeout if they go with the press.
And
okay?
13 of Serbia's field goals inside the paint so far. And you hear Castillo telling his guys, how in the world does Marjanovic beat us down the floor? These guys are already up double digits, and they're still out hustling us. Just can't have that kind of play in any kind of tournament, but also just in any kind of game, really. You see Ervel knocking down that three-point shot.
First one is good.
12 points already for Marjanovic, 4 rebounds. We talked about him having a couple of quiet games. Not so quiet here in the first half.
That's the second. I wonder if Popovic is, he was in Tel Aviv. I wonder if he'll be coming to Istanbul.
Yeah, we did see Mike Budenholzer.
That's right.
Catching
Popovic coaching trees here.
Catching Dennis Schroeder for Germany. He'll be in Istanbul as well.
We would expect. Taboo. Van Rossum. And
Big
Van Rossum
shot
hits
there.
a three right at the end. Still some time for Serbia.
Can you get a stop here for the Belgians?
Micic waits a little bit. He's going to put one up. Does he get it up in time? Oh, he banks it in. They're going to. Okay, so they're gonna say no, it doesn't count. Mazzoni, the Italian referee, says it did not count. So wait, Mazzoni's gonna say, don't go to halftime just yet. We're gonna review on the TV.
Well, that was a quick review. Ball was still in his hands as the clock hit 0-0. The referee's happy with their call. Yep, you can see it clear there. Ball still in Misic's hand. Nice shot, though.
Yeah, just needs to get it going a little bit quicker.
At halftime, 42-25, Serbia over Belgium. A dominating performance in the first 20 minutes for Serbia. So we'll get a look at the statistics here. Just a couple of seconds.
42-25, Serbia on top at halftime.
Serbia just doing a lot of damage inside, 16 of 24. Belgium, on the other hand, not able to hit anything inside the three-point arc. Luckily for them, they did get 6 offensive rebounds, but overall, Serbia controlling the game. 14 assists on their 17 field goals, doing a great job of moving the ball.
So you see the stats and the 42-25 lead for Serbia at halftime. We'll be right back. 42-25, Serbia on top of Belgium here at halftime. It's been one-way traffic, really, since Belgium went on a run to cut it to 21-20. Since that point, Serbia have outscored them 22-6. In fact, it was 20-19, in fact. And since that point, it's been a 22-6 run. So Belgium not moving on in the competition. They knew that before the game. Serbia, knowing they don't want to risk falling into third place. They want to come out and get a win today. If they were to finish third, they could end up playing their rival, Croatia, a team that they beat at the Olympics in the quarterfinals. But it's a very good Croatian team. And we fully expect Spain to finish, well, Spain will finish top. We already know that in Group C. And this is the group that it crosses over. So Spain will take on the team that finishes fourth in Group D. And we're only going to know how all of this is going to pan out until once the end of the night has been finished, because Turkey will play Latvia. So
think about that, though. Latvia, you have to win or else you're playing Spain in the next round, and that's going to be tough for them.
It will be tough. They will be playing in front of a raucous crowd here that seems to be really excited about Turkish basketball. They know they've got some issues with youth and inexperience, but they're right behind them, and they see a lot more good than bad, certainly, with Turkey. So, what's happened to Belgium?
I mean, it's tough, right? You know you're eliminated. You know you're playing Serbia, that's potentially one of the, could finish first in this group, and shots aren't falling for you. They're getting good looks, but again, the lack of an offensive leader, a real go-to guy, has really hurt them. Russia has Shved. Latvia has Porzingis and the Bertens brothers. Serbia has Bogdanovic. Turkey even has Cedi Osman in a lot of ways. Belgium doesn't really have that guy you can just give the ball to and say, go get us a good shot. They have a lot of good players, but just no real offensive leader. And then defensively, they just no match for Marjanovic so far. He has 13 points on 5 of 6 shooting, 3 for 3 from the free throw line. And all those baskets pretty much are just turnaround dunks and no one there to contest.
Second half underway here. Belgium have possession and trying to cut into this huge deficit facing. The Serbia team is tough to play at the worst of times, certainly at the best of times as well. And right now they're up 17, and an early foul called on Kuzmic. Now foul on Kuzmic as well. I'm kind of confused myself, saying they're a tough team to play at, certainly at the worst of times, but also the best of times. I think it usually goes the best of times.
Yeah, I mean, they're just a tough team, is what you're trying to say, and there's no doubt about that.
With the kick. So Serbia without so many players. And as every player dropped before the EuroBasket for them, the coach said the goals have not changed for us. We expect to go. Nice to see Tumba out there. Didn't finish though. Vucevic for 3, nope. Chases the rebound. Micic, and foul, the reach, called on Belgium.
It's interesting, Bogdanovic, we haven't said his name too much here today. Looks at the box score, plus 21, 10 points, 5 assists. Hasn't hit any threes yet. Obviously takes 9 a game. Hasn't actually attempted a 3 here today.
Yeah, he's phenomenal, isn't he? There he is, laying the ball off for Kuzmic. Tumba taking the body blows from Kuzmic, who goes in and is actually having his way down low today. Look at this.
I mean, just lowering his shoulders. Pretty sure if Tumba just falls on that second contact, he might get the call, but yeah, Kuzmic is a strong dude. Nice pump fake.
Saran drives in. Knew he was going to have to shoot over some Serbians there and perhaps put it too high off the glass. So the lead back to 19.
Good defense there from Belgium, forcing a turnover. Can they start climbing back from this deficit?
There he is, Salumu driving in, Van Rossum, and Hervel tried to score with the putback before he came down. So Lucic answers with a 3. 5 points.
You know, Lucic doesn't really force bad shots. He is shooting 63% 3 coming into this game, and it's 2 for 2 so far here tonight. So that percentage is going to go up even more.
And Van Rossum puts it up, but too late. And goes back to Serbia, who are already up 22. So it's been a nightmare start here for Belgium. Bogdanovic up top. The shooting percentage is what? Hovering around 30 for the tournament?
Yeah, from the 3-point arc, he's 31%. And he does go cold every now and then.
Van Rossum bumped. Salumu. And
leak
up
out.
ahead, Bogdanovic again, and missed it. Good hustle from Saran. And Kuzmic fouls Saran. And I think Van Rossum was a little frustrated that he didn't get a pass there from Saran. I don't know if you saw that exchange.
See Stimac checking in here for the first time tonight.
He's getting some good minutes. Lucic checks out. Here's Van Rossum drives in. Missed with the reverse layup. And the pass to Stimac. Short, gets it back. Bogdanovic open. Again, Stimac knocks it out of bounds. They're saying that Stimac hit it and it went off of. There's Kalinas couldn't play the EuroBasket yet. Referee saying that Stimac hit it and it went off of Watch this again. 50-50.
Yeah, it's always a tough call for the guy who has inside position. You want to give him, you know, the benefit of the doubt for being in the right spot, but Stimac able to keep the possession alive for Serbia.
See Serbia getting a lot of joy with the rebounds, including on the offensive glass.
And a nice strip from Tumba.
Foul, yeah, on Milosavljevic. Good effort from Tumba. That's what you want to see from Belgium. You want to see some fight. What do you think is the quality that makes Serbia, is the main quality of this team that makes them?
They're just gritty. They're just gritty, especially with this particular group of guys. You know, maybe not as skilled as years past, but there's not one guy in the Serbian team that you can call soft. You know, they all go after it defensively, all guard the ball well. You know, still seem like a close team, even though a lot of these guys haven't played together in a while. They're on the right page offensively and defensively. And they also understand that Bogdanovic is your go-to guy, and they kind of let him play his game.
Interesting.
And that's just not what you want.
This pass too low for Hervel.
And again, Belgium hasn't scored here in the first 5 minutes of the third quarter. 25 points for the game.
And, oh, that might have been on the way down, but good block from Tumba on the SWAT team for today. Swim it to Hervel. And Stimats trying to box out, fouls Tumba, so seeing effort at both ends of the floor from Tumba.
See the block here.
Whew. May have been on the way down.
Yeah, definitely the highest point possible.
You know what? If you're Serbia and you're winning by 22, you're not going to complain too much about that. Hervel goes out. Zoe comes in. Hervel takes a seat in a tough EuroBasket. You know what? It's fourth EuroBasket for him. Remembering that Belgium have kind of come out of the darkness and into the light for the EuroBasket final round. Since 2011, they made it, and have made it every year since, or every EuroBasket since. First points after 5.5 minutes for Belgium. Who scored by Tumba. Good footwork from Stimats, the fake, but didn't finish. Now Van Rossum on the open floor, 3-on-2 break, hands it off to Dezoy, and Dezoy shot it. How many times have we seen that today? A Belgian player just shooting it over the basket. Kesteluk, it's an air ball.
That's his first shot of the tournament, so you can't really fault him too much as fast break. You can convert it for Serbia.
Yeah, Milo Savljevic missed. Now Salumu, and
there
he
we
knocks
go,
in
Belgium.
Much of their struggles have been this game. You never know. They might start hitting a lot of shots. Get back into this. Back to 17 points now, the deficit.
Yeah, Serbia hasn't exactly put them away in the third quarter. Only 5 points themselves.
An offensive foul on Birčević as he flashes through the lane. Good job from Salumu to help the referee make that call. Matchman's going to come back into the game. 3 fouls on Birčević. Look again, here he goes. He sought the contact, didn't he? He kind of ever so slightly lowered his shoulder into Salumu. Lecomte pulls up and rattles it in. Back to 15 points now. Here come the Belgians.
You see Belgium going to a zone defense now. Never mind, they pulled right back out of it. A couple of guys thought they were in the zone.
Matchman, an unsportsmanlike foul has been called on Kesteluk. Watch this.
Matchman with a quick spin.
Yeah, it's just a little bit too much of a bear hug there.
Fortunately for Kesteluk, he's averaging more fouls than minutes in this tournament so far. Again, a young guy, just 22 years of age, alongside Bako and Lecomte.
He's getting some words of wisdom from some of the older players. Salumu. There's Mwema, not getting much time today. These guys have given up a lot of time this summer to try to bring some smiles to the faces of Belgian basketball fans. So it's a tough pill to swallow not to be moving on to the round of 16. You can see it on the face of Mbuema. And be losing today. Micic, his pass to Stimac, and he is fouled. So it's going to be a 5-point trip down the floor.
Nice pass there from Micic. A lot of guys can make that pass, you know. It can't be too strong where the big man can't catch it. He puts a soft little touch on that bounce pass, and Stimac now's the chance for the and one.
Zoe and it's with the board. Final 2.5 minutes here in the third quarter. Guduric's pass intercepted by Kestelou. He quickly gets it to his point guard.
Probably had Tumba on the lob there, but Salumbu.
Nice drive from Salumbu. Look at that. Those fans have a striking resemblance to Van Rossum. And it goes, and Guduric, another leak out.
Guduric kind of hiding behind the defense on the baseline. Micic with another nice pass. 3 assists for him now.
Nice answer from Manu Lecomte. And big time rejection from Tumba.
He runs the floor. Can't find him, but
Lecomte starts to fall down, loses, now gets it. Micic on the break, and Guduric taps it, and they're playing a little bit of volleyball, and Stimac goes up and puts it in.
A bit of bully ball there from Serbia. Stimac just making his presence felt this third quarter.
36, look at this. Catches it up high to Zoe. Just gets the hand up, and Stimac maintains his focus. So Steele calls timeout.
Again, Belgium continuing to struggle from the field. Just 13-44 overall, 30% of the game.
Use their foul trouble, team. On the last 2 3s, they hurted us again in their offensive reaction, their fast break reaction, their open court creation. We got to keep eyes also
Tell you what,
on the
Serbia,
back. Okay, guards,
looking like they
big guys out
might go to 4-1 in this group. Only suffering that 3-point loss to Russia. Do you feel like Djordjevic got everything he can out of his group of guys in the group stages?
I think so. I think they're, had one loss to Russia. That was unexpected, perhaps, but he's gotten all of his players involved. And if we haven't seen the best of Serbia, it's a scary prospect because they've been pretty good.
Yet again, their defense going to be so key. Who would have thought that coming into the tournament? Serbia's defense the way to the potential podium spot over the next week or so.
Ball goes out of bounds. I mean, this is the 4th summer for Djordjevic being at the helm. And I don't, in terms of his teams playing defense, they have been outstanding year after year after year. Here's Lecomte driving in. Just ask Australia about that from the semifinal last year at the Olympics. They completely shut him down. Micic for 3 and misses, so Maxime Dezoy gets the ball. And look at the pressure they put on him. Lecomte. He was open. And veteran Hervel getting up off the bench and clapping and saying, come on, guys, we got to keep giving the effort here. It's not easy. Just dig in. Micic Final seconds ticking off the clock in the third quarter. Matchvine. They've left a little bit of time, and they're not going to shoot it. So with 10 minutes remaining, Serbia ever so close to getting their 4th win in Group D. They lead it 56-36. Well, 5 threes for Belgium, 5 of 18. It's not a great percentage. Serbia just 2 of 11. It could be a lot worse for Belgium than a 20-point deficit. Some of those had fallen. By the way, Pau Gasol's become the EuroBasket's all-time leading scorer today in the game against Hungary. So he passes Tony Parker, who had only just become the EuroBasket's all-time leading scorer a couple of years ago in Montpellier. Those guys were our teammates in San Antonio.
I think still our teammates, actually. Pau Gasol re-signing with the Spurs. Yep. Obviously the organization that, and we've seen it throughout this tournament, a lot of Spurs guys around, not just players, but the coaching staff as well. And you gotta love this organization that sends player development guys along with their players just to make sure everything's okay. And we'll talk about more about that in the Latvia game as it pertains to Davis Bertans.
Fourth quarter now underway. And Serbia looking to slam the door shut. The biggest lead has been 22 points.
That was coming our way there, Jeff. Sloppy pass from Serbia to start the fourth quarter.
And Lecomte didn't necessarily run away from the contact there. Sorry about Lazic.
Yeah, one thing his Baylor teammates say is he is very strong.
Very feisty. Strong and feisty. Finds Salumu over on the left. No rebound there for Belgium.
Bogdanovic back in the game. For Serbia, doesn't feel like this game is completely over now. It's just a nice pass.
They dump it down low, throw over the defense to Guduric.
That is now 8 assists for Bogdanovic.
Is he double-double tonight? He's getting close.
Yeah, it depends how long Djordjevic chooses to leave him in the game.
He's got the 10 points already. Not going to get a triple-double, though. He doesn't have a rebound. First foul on Guduric.
I haven't seen much of Jovic here tonight.
Maybe getting a little bit of a rest in view of the days ahead. Salumu pulls up. Interesting that, I mean, you know, if you're going to rest guys, you're comfortably ahead, but you still got Bogdanovic out there, as you said. Hey, good block from Kestalu. And once again, Serbia stopping the fast break.
That's what you were saying?
Stopping the fast break?
No, the resting guys, right? I mean, it's funny because against GB, Jovic got pretty much the second half of rest. Obviously, they had a day off yesterday. They have a day off tomorrow, so.
You wouldn't think you'd lose your rhythm by resting, though? Here's Dezoy for 3.
That is the ultimate debate. I know from my playing days, you know, I didn't forget how to play basketball over 2-3 days. My legs, especially if you think about it, 4 games in 5 nights, which is what a lot of those guys were playing, or 5 games in 7 nights. Those legs get kind of tired, and Jovic, one of those guys who doesn't know anything, doesn't know how to play except for 5th gear.
Nikola Kalinic was in the stands there watching. Not sure when he'll be back. 3 months out. Dimac comes out.
Bad sign for Belgium as Marjanovic re-enters the game. Tumba playing over in Spain, I believe, right?
Murcia.
Yeah.
CV Murcia. Southern Spain, down on the Mediterranean.
Not a bad life.
They practice a lot. I'm not sure how many beach days he'll do. Actually, I don't think you're that close to the beach in Murcia. You have to get in the car and drive for about a half hour. Could be wrong. Here's Bogdanovic, little mazy run, just says, don't mind if I do.
I've seen that a couple times here tonight, where he just finds a clear path to the basket, keeping his dribble alive and his head up.
Salumu short. Where, as you look at this Belgian team, as they play their last quarter of basketball, do you think that they're really going to be focusing, or what changes might Eddie Castillo's be thinking about making before the World Cup qualifiers, which come in November? You know, because they obviously disappointed, they haven't progressed. So they're looking at this experience as a disappointment in that sense. But I'm guessing they have some positives to draw from this, and also.
Well, you know, we talked about GB earlier today, how defense is something they really need to focus on. For Belgium, it's hard to identify one thing they've done really wrong. And it's not just that; they've obviously faced some tough competition. They've been in close games. They've had chances to kind of get there. But it's just really about who's going to take over for this team. Sam Van Rossum, Alex Orvel, kind of coming to the, not to say the end of their national team careers, but their best days might be behind them.
They missed Lejeski, didn't they?
That's who I was talking to.
Big absence.
A Belgian reporter actually at halftime, and he mentioned that Lejeski, he was that go-to guy for this team, and his absence has really hurt them. So if they can get him back, that would obviously be huge. Lecomte, he'll be over, back at Baylor, so he won't be available.
Yeah, not for this year. Well, maybe he won't be available for the first 2 windows.
Right.
But for the 3rd window, which will be in June for the World Cup qualifiers, end of June and beginning of July. But a lot of the national teams in the Continental Championships this summer have sent teams with one eye on the World Cup qualifiers. So New Zealand, for example, sent a young team to the Asia Cup to prepare for that competition, just to deepen their talent base or pool. There we go, player pool. And Lecomte avoided, and now they get it to Kestalut.
Even a 3-on-1 fast break still ends up in a no easy shot for Belgium.
Was that the right pass? He made the right play, he just passed it over to Zoe's head.
Yeah, just a little too late. Still very pensive on the sideline.
So timeout. You'll have 13 teams from Europe qualify for the World Cup. 12, excuse me. 12, and you'll have 7 from the Americas. And you'll have coming from all over. 32 overall. I'm telling you right now, I don't know what you're doing.
Situation on our baseline inbound.
November.
The special effort.
But this is going to be an exciting day of international basketball. This first day of
qualifiers.
I mean, you're going to have games all over the world.
So I believe it's from 9 a.m., depending on where you are, to 2 a.m. You can get a full day of basketball, obviously shown on different channels.
You could be eating breakfast. You could be having lunch, dinner, eating popcorn.
Well, I don't plan on doing anything besides watching basketball that day, and perhaps even talking about basketball. But as you mentioned, when I was over in Oceania the Australian side of things and making your way kind of west across the hemispheres. It's a full day of basketball for the World Cup qualifiers.
I mean, I'm as excited as I've ever been about basketball, and that's including
the fact that teams get to play at home. That's the biggest thing. You know, meaningful games in front of a home crowd. You know, can obviously the different federations get the word out to get the stands packed? That's what we want to see.
Well, it's an exciting prospect for this Belgium team because they'll have that opportunity to go home and play, and friends and family will be able to show up and watch them. They've seen them play in friendlies, but it's not the same. And the ball squirting through the legs of a couple players, ends up going through Matchman's legs as well, but he gets it.
Volleyball time, and
It is
Marjanovic.
indeed. Oh, he missed it. Oh, and the spike from
Wow.
Dezoy. And now,
that's
and unsportsmanlike. And I don't think Tumba's action was appreciated over on the bench by Axel Hervel. What's he doing here?
Tumba just wrapping up with a nice tackle and takedown from Marjanovic. Showing some love with the hug.
I don't think he meant to hug him at first like that, but the way Marjanovic turned, it made it look even more of a bear hug. Anyway, there's no doubt about it. It was unsportsmanlike. So it looks a real test. We've already seen Russia beat Serbia. They're not unbeatable. And are they going to have what it takes to get to the podium? Yurderich for three.
Nice move, Dezoy. Swinging around the perimeter and
saw Marjanovic there. Salumo. And Lucic. Oh, and they've called an unsportsmanlike as well. And I think what Belgium's upset about is they feel like they haven't called it the same way at the other end, unsportsmanlike.
you see the nice behind the back move.
That's perhaps
so players just really need to make that adjustment now. You have to go for the ball. I believe that's the letter of the law.
yeah. Well, they're letting them know about it over on the Belgian bench. They feel like they could have called an unsportsmanlike on the other end, at least on one or two occasions, and they haven't. And you're looking at a Belgian team that's already frustrated, so by not moving on.
Well, things seem to work out for Belgium in this particular situation.
Wow. So they called an offensive foul on Lazic, trying to get position there.
That is a call they've been consistent with, though. The offensive player
Creates
space with his arms.
And Lecomte did all the hard work, but then missed the shot. $1 million moves, 5-10 finish. And Marjanovic scores. The Serbian fans just kind of chilling out and enjoying this.
9th assist for Marjanovic, so that double-double could actually be happening. You see again, just Marjanovic, so great hands also for a guy his size. He catches everything. I mean, they are massive hands.
He had last, he had last played for Serbia in 2011.
Yeah, a lot of big guys for Serbia.
18 points today. Rossum passes back out to Saron, and good fight down low from Tumba. Now Rossum has proved that he's fit and ready to go. He's going to be an attractive signing for somebody, isn't he?
Yeah, you'd hope so. Obviously still 31 years old, shown that he was able to recover from the surgery. Had a few strong games in the tournament, particularly against GB and Turkey.
There's always going back to Germany, isn't it?
Yeah, he's at Oldenburg, who obviously had a strong performance in the Basketball Champions League last season.
FIBA EuroBasket. Yeah. And we've already talked about Tumba. Pierre-Antoine Gillet, is he, do you see him moving on to?
Yeah, I believe he's going to France. He's a Chalon, if I'm not
Elan, Chalon.
Yeah, if I'm not misleading anyone there. Need a double check for you. Yep, that's where he'll be this next season.
He's been the player of the year in Belgium.
Yeah, so
Udaric drives in and lays it up and in. I think he's a player who probably has more to give this Serbia team if they need it.
Yeah, they have so many interchangeable parts on the Serbian roster, especially the guard position. We haven't mentioned Lazic's name very much, but he can bring you some things, whereas Misic, here's Lucic going for the steal.
Saron. And Saron hits a rare three today. 19 points to deficit. Marjanovic turns and scores. Oh, he knocks it in, doesn't he?
20 points now for Marjanovic.
Kestolu. Bogdanovic. Nope. Pierre-Antoine Gillet. Saron. Now Rossum. Nails it.
He's got a
Nice release.
Yep, and that's going to bring Misic off the bench. Georgievic's not happy with Lazic's defense the last couple of times. Belgium maybe we get 2 transition threes.
There goes Lucic. And Marjanovic just there to clean up the mess.
And a comfortable lead for Serbia, who have just played a solid game all around. Really taking care of the ball.
22.7 rebounds from Marjanovic.
Able to get the ball to that big man, and Gillet here. Bell crashing the boards hard, but can't hold on to the ball. Nice pass, and ooh.
Lucic missed the dunk. Oh, he's going to hear about that.
That's
Even Djordjevic is laughing. You don't want to miss a dunk when you're winning big.
Well, you don't want to miss a dunk when you're losing either. But it wasn't as bad as Giannis Tima's missed windmill dunk a few nights ago.
Look at this. Marjanovic, just if he gets it anywhere close to the basket like that, if there's no size out there to combat against him, he's just going to lay it up. Bogdanovic, and good extension from Van Rossum. Chased down by his former Valencia teammate, and Saran hits another three.
Belgium looking to make it more respectable here. Their strongest scoring output, 18 in this fourth quarter.
So at least for now, they could finish with the two teams up at the top as it is of Group D. It would be Russia that would be first ahead of Serbia. If Latvia win the next game tonight, then Serbia will shoot to the top in a three-way tie with the Latvians and the Russians. Long jump shot. I wonder how close this game would have been if it had been earlier in the tournament.
It's a good question, actually. You know, Serbia had their three toughest games, for their first three games. Belgium obviously able to get to a good start with a win against GB. Serbia, they're probably happy with the schedule, going 4-1, having two what you'd call easier games as Bogdanovic hits the dagger three.
Just adds a little bit of insult to injury right at the end. Takes it back up to a 20-point lead.
See that Rossum and Lucic hugging it out for the former teammate.
Yep. So Bogdanovic finishes with 15 points and 9 assists. And convincing win for Serbia. I wonder if they're going to be hanging around watching how the next game goes, or will they just go ahead and move over to the new hotel? Knowing Serbia, they'll probably practice tonight.
Yeah, right.
But you can only have so many teams move through, and unfortunately for Belgium, they're not one of them. They were just up against it all day long, how they wanted to finish things, falling 74-54 here in Istanbul to a rampant, just thoroughly professional Serbia team. So rebounding, Serbia dominating in that aspect, assists, you name it. It's just very difficult to play against. And I think that whoever ends up facing them in that next round, they're going to find it is not going to be easy.
Yeah, especially if Marjanovic is able to really dominate the inside like that. Obviously, that's not going to happen in every matchup. But also, I really like the way that Bogdanovic played today, setting up his teammates, driving and kicking, not really forcing too many bad shots. You know, getting to the basket patiently. So Serbia has to be happy with this 20-point win, a comfortable win over Belgium.
So Marjanovic 22 points, Bogdanovic 15, Matchvan 10. Leconte came out. I guess you'd say he's a big part of the future for Belgium. And here's some of the highlights that we'll leave you with is Serbia will win time in 5 games here in Istanbul, and they will now go back to the hotel to eat, and all likely to pack up and head over to their other hotel on the other side of the river, the Balkans. They'll be in Europe, which is where we're going to be watching the games at the Sinan Erdem Dome. So any closing thoughts, Josh?
Well, Belgium, you know, valiant effort. Unfortunately, having a 4-game losing streak in the last 4 games. but they did face a tough Serbia team. Coach Castells can't be too embarrassed of the team's effort, despite a 20-point loss here. Like you said, the future is bright with guys like LeCompte and Bacco. But Serbia, a lot of work still to do in this tournament. You expect them to want to go really, really far. Potential matchup against either Montenegro or Hungary in the crossover there. Placing the quarterfinals does seem like.
Well, they were one of the teams that won their first game of the FIBA EuroBasket. Belgium, Georgia won their first game. And we also had, let's see, there was the Czech Republic won their first game. And that was, yeah, and that was, so, and they were the ones, even though they won their first game, they didn't advance in the competition, right. So they finished with 4-game losing streaks. So Belgium turned their attention to resting up. Players go to join their clubs. Presumably they might still have a little bit of time off for the summer. And they will also have one eye already on the World Cup qualifiers. So that's it. One more game coming your way tonight. It'll be an exciting one. Latvia taking on the host nation, Turkey. It'll be rocking and rolling here in Istanbul. Thanks for watching, folks.